Hi everyone, Trina here. And so I've been looking at the books, this one specifically, and I have some others and the chimes. I love them. And it's so funny, 5, number of change. The 5-pointed star activation. That's quite appropriate. So I was thinking I'll start reading some of the Unveiled Mysteries to you guys. And like I said, I love these teachings. I love Trisha's work too. We're almost done with the Divine Sophia. So I'll still keep working on that. So when I switch between this series, we'll call the Unveiled Mysteries, and then the Divine Sophia will just have the numbers with that. So, and then I'll probably number these too, because like I said, I have a couple books of the Masters that I just absolutely loved. So I wanted to read the foreword on this book, so you kind of get a basic concept of where these masters come from and like what's the situation here. So it was through Saint Germain's assistance that I was privileged to have the experiences recorded in this series of books, and permission has been granted for them to be put into a form which can be given to the public. No one can realize, unless he too has had similar assistance, how great and eternal is my love and gratitude to him and those other ascended masters whose assistance I had. With the exception of Saint Germain, the real names of the ascended masters, their exact locations, records, dates, and treasures are herein described, are going to be withheld intentionally at his command for reasons that are obvious. But because only by the service of love and invitation from the ascended masters is right earned to be with them in visible, tangible, living, breathing bodies. Any other way of approach is bound to meet with disappointment and failure. For the great presence and power which has guarded throughout the centuries guards them still. One's own inner purity and strength and attainment are the only passports by which one enters into these activities, and the association with the ascended masters comes about. When an individual, by conscious self-correction of his weakness, reaches a certain point, nothing in the universe can keep him from them. In America, there is one of the most ancient foci of the Great White Brotherhood, one of the oldest retreats of the Ascended Masters, which has been working for man's freedom since his advent among and upon this planet. Some of the activities within this retreat are revealed to the reader that he may be, if he is ready, to make a conscious contact through his own inner light. With the greater light pouring out through his powerful center of God radiance, and thereby drink once again at the fountain of the ancient wisdom, and carry the crystal cup of peace, love, strength, and victory to his weary brothers. The purpose of putting this book into the hands of the public is to convey to the individual the encouragement and the strength that will lift and sustain him through this transitional period that we are now in, and reveal something of the sane and sound foundations upon which the future of our country and the coming age is this hour being built. Now you got to remember, this book was written back in 1930. So this stuff has been going on for quite some time. This book is written in the embrace of the majestic, towering presence of Mount Shasta, whose apex is robbed forever in that pure, glistening white, the symbol of the light of eternity. Its pages are a record of the way by which I was brought in touch with the beloved Master, Saint Germain, and those of the great ascended masters who labor ceaselessly to assist the humanity of this earth as it struggles on the path to peace, love, light, and everlasting perfection. I, whose experience it was, held steadfastly to a great dominant desire from within to see, to hear, and to know infallibly the truth of life. I was led step by step to realize and accept the mighty God presence within my own being, the light that lighteth every man that cometh into the world, the Christ, a way to make contact with the light. It's all-knowing, omnipresent, and unerring. Activity was revealed to me, and I give it to the reader in these pages. I can record only a part of the events that took place and the instructions that I received. One by one, my great desires have been fulfilled, because those desires were constructive and unselfish. My quest for truth and happiness has been long and steady. I have found both, and no human being could ever take them from me, because they are eternal, and they come from my own great God self. In presenting this experience, it is with the deepest prayer that the reader may receive the light and be blessed, B-L-E-S-T. A different way of spelling it, blessed, B-L-E-S-T, and prosper on his way as he walks the path of truth, in which alone can permanent happiness be found. There and only there will the seeker after the light find eternal peace and activity in the service of love. If my present effort in sending these books forth into the world can carry some love, light, and happiness I have received to those on earth who also have been seeking the light, I shall have been amply rewarded. The great ascended masters, Saint Germain, has told us that the books of the Saint Germain series in the Ascended Masters Octave of Light are bound in covers of jewels. Wow. These books are bound in covers of jewels. That's amazing. They contain the eternal law of life and will remain the law for humanity and earth for thousands of years to come. They contain, the Ascended Master law of the I Am is the only way provided by life to raise the activity of human beings into the next octave of life, above human. It is the only way by which individuals can correct the mistakes of the past and go forward, free from them in the future. This means the law of life provides, which enables the individual to give a balance back to the universal for his misuse of life's energy. Instead of making restitution individual to individual, which would become an endless chain of reactions. That provision for bringing balance everywhere is surely the greatest mercy of life to its creation. It is the grace Jesus taught, and by which he gained his ascension. Grace. All ascended masters, and there are thousands of them, have used exactly the same application to become the perfection and the power of life, which they are now. In reading this series of books, you are trying to understand that which is expressing infinitely greater perfection than you or other human beings of this earth are currently expressing. There are no discrepancies in this explanation of the law, as the Ascended Masters have given it. It is they who are wholly pure and perfect, all-powerful beings who do not make mistakes. The one who reads these books should realize how little he or she knows about what is in this magnificent universe, beside himself, of which he has never heard. Everyone knows positively that there is an intelligent power and activity of life greater than his own human mind, body, and intellect, or those of all mankind put together. Everyone knows that our world system and the system of worlds to which the earth belongs were created, designed, and are sustained by an intelligence and power greater than all human intellects and consciousness on our planet. Then instead of feeling, saying, or thinking that there are discrepancies in the Ascended Master instruction, which is perfect, try to realize how little your human intellect or that of all mankind really knows about perfection. Why should human beings who are in such a limitation and who make so many mistakes themselves dare to say that the Ascended Masters, who are wholly pure, perfect, loving, and all-powerful, make mistakes, when such a thing is impossible? Such an attitude is just human ignorance, judging the divine life and manifestation of the universe through the discord of human feeling in its rebellion against obedience to the law of life. The Ascended Masters and we never use destructive force. We do not need to. All destructively qualified energy is the tool of the sinister force in the rebellious individuals who will not give obedience to the law of their own life for their own greater good. The power and the victory of light is taking its dominion in the United States of America because the Ascended Masters and the cosmic beings have issued a fiat or currency for the perfection of life to express fully through the people of this earth. That perfection begins in America by the Ascended Masters, understanding and conscious use of the great creative word, I am. All who will use that word as the Ascended Masters use it will release the same all-powerful victory and perfection of the light as they do, because they are its full power and perfection. They became its full power and perfection by using it. all can do exactly the same thing and become perfect and all-powerful too. The saying that truth is stranger than fiction applies to this book. For it is for the reader to accept or reject as he chooses. But the ascended masters, whose help I have received, have said to me often, the more humanity can accept our presence, the wider it opens the door for us to pour greater and greater help to them. But the rejection of us by those who do not agree with this, truth does not remove us or change its activity in the universe. Those who do not accept the truth herein recorded will find a new and powerful force entering into their lives. Each copy carries with it its mighty presence, its radiation and sustaining power. All who study these pages honestly, deeply, sincerely, and persistently will know and make contact with the reality of that presence and power. To those who read this work, I wish to say that these experiences are real and true, as mankind's existence on this earth is today, and that they all occurred during August, September, and October of 1930 upon Mount Shasta, California, United States of America. Godfrey Ray King. And Godfrey Ray King is who signed my book, along with Donald Ray King and Lotus Ray King. These are handwritten from the King. Oh, so this is where we will begin. I have read the foreword, and then we start directly after that was The Ascension by Chanara, and that's what I just read you a little bit ago. And I just think that this is so beautiful. I'll read it one more time. I feel my God flame touch my brow, the breath of love eternal now. I raise my eyes and lo I see my own great God self over me. A dazzling cloud envelops all. I hear my own God presence call. I feel a surge of love's great might. I enter deep, its breath, its light. I see within this pulsing flame. I listen and hear my secret name. I feel the glow, the great flame breath. I am the victor over death. I stand forth free, ascended now. To my heart's light, all things bow. I am a being of cause alone, and that cause love, the sacred tone. I pour out life, I lift, I raise. My heart overflows and sings its praise. My power strengthens and inspires. My great light's rays are God's own fires. I am a sun, my love its light. All else grows dim, earth lost to sight. I know that I am God, the one, the source, the great central sun. The great central sun. So I think that's beautiful. And this is what we need to do. We need to activate the power of our light, activate our sun, activate our dazzling cloud that envelops all. Hear our own God presence call. Feel the surge of love's great might and enter deep its breath, its light. So chapter 1 in the Unveiled Mysteries is called Meeting the Master. And we will get into that very soon. So I love you all. I hope you're enjoying this. I love the teachings of the masters. Like I said, take what resonates, throw away what doesn't, anchor that which does. So just go with what feels good for you, and when it doesn't matter one way or the other. This is just information. They're beautiful stories. They really helped me reconnect to my imagination, which, wow, that's a powerful gift. So just to experience being able to reconnect with your imagination, that is worth its weight in gold. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I love reading to you, and thank you so much for being here. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.